Once upon a time, long, long ago, there was a king, and a tailor made a new suit for the king and told the king that the suit was invisible to idiots, but that everyone else who was intelligent could see the clothes. Now the king couldn't see these clothes, and for fear that everyone would realise that he was an idiot, he pretended that he could see these clothes. He even went so far as going through the motions of putting on these invisible clothes. And when he went out amongst his people, waving to them with all pomp and ceremony, everyone else also pretended that they could see these clothes as this naked man walked down the street like an idiot that he truly was. And finally a little boy shouted out from the crowd, "The king's got no clothes on." The moral of the story basically is this: if you believe something that you are told, and you are told that unless you believe it, you are an idiot, or you are this or that other bad name, or you will be branded in a way that you will be socially ridiculed, you have just bought a lie and become an idiot. And this is exactly what this story is about. It's about vanity and stupidity. The Holy Scripture says only a fool believes everything that he hears. So the king in this story was a fool, but also so was everyone else around the king. All of his subjects and helpers were also idiots, because they, for fear of being called a daft name, pretended that they could see what was not there. Now the same thing applies in the way that we live today, and that is that we are told that unless we conform to the thinking that we are told to think by the media, which is controlled by the Masonic governments, the satanic government of this world, we are told that unless we believe these things, we are stupid, deluded, insane, etc. And for fear of these things, people pretend that everything is okay. So it takes a little boy to come out and tell you the king's got no clothes on. Now, if you look at Freemasonry, it goes all the way back to Babylon, and it's not just called Freemasonry. It's also called all the other names of all the religions, whatever they may be, particularly stuff like paganism, which is a little bit more obvious. Take a look. I'm not having a go at anyone for their beliefs. What I'm telling you is this: look at the symbols that are used in the worship within your beliefs, and you will find that those symbols that you use in the worship of your beliefs are also used by every other religion in the entire world. Now that cannot be so. You do not worship the same God, do you? No, because you've all got different religions. So why are you using all the same symbols? Something is clearly wrong. The king is wearing no clothes. Open your eyes, look around you, and understand that all of these symbols are Masonic symbols. They are satanic symbols. The whole world is under the control of a satanic cult, a secretive cult. John F. Kennedy warned us of this. There is a worldwide monolithic conspiracy going on, he said. Jesus Christ, long, long before John F. Kennedy, warned us all of this. And he made it actually very plain in the Holy Scriptures what he was saying. And he said, let those who have an ear hear. You know, can you recognise what is in your sight, and it will become plain to you. These are the words of Jesus. Look, why have they all got the same symbols as you? If you're allegedly worshipping a deity of whatever persuasion, why has that deity got the same symbols as Christianity, for instance, and vice versa, and the Muslim faith, and so on and so forth? All have the same symbols. If you're allegedly worshipping a different God, then you wouldn't have the same symbols. And you could say, well, you know, really there's only one God, but people don't believe that. They believe that there's lots of gods and that there's different gods, and they contradict one another and they argue and fight over it. No, my religion's right, they say, and the others say, no, mine is right. Well, I say that the only way is Jesus Christ. And the only way that your eyes will be opened is through Jesus Christ. Please look at the symbols which are being used in your churches and places of worship, and then look at the symbols in the other places of worship for the other religions, and ask yourself a question. Hang on a minute, how comes this religion, which is completely diametrically opposed to mine, has the same symbols? It's very simple. The king has no clothes on. It is all the same organisation, splitting you and dividing you. Divide and conquer. You have been divided. You have been conquered. My only advice to you guys is to take the advice of that little child whose mind had not been as yet contaminated by the lies in this world. And also take a look at the fact that governments are aiming at younger and younger children all the time. Listen to that little boy. The king has no clothes on.